Oh, to type on it. It doesn't let you even handwrite it.
Yeah, that's my idea.
So you turn it in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do. How do you spell your last name?
TROTTER.
I bet it's right there.
And I promise, y'all don't like it. Just stay on your phone, stay on your laptop, do what y'all do.
No, we support you.
Y'all don't have to look.
We support you.
Okay, period.
Cotard
I'm gonna
syndrome?
make this quick. Yes, I discovered I never heard of it before.
I've never heard.
I never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
Keep going. Yeah, y'all don't pay attention.
Cause now
I'm weak.
Now you got my attention.
So I'm okay with y'all period. I got Cotard syndrome. Next one slide. So when we think it's a disorder with like they think they're dead or like they don't exist. It's also known as walking corpse syndrome. It's very rare.
Huh.
Yeah, I was looking through my research.
I like
So
it.
the key symptoms are delusions of being dead, emotional numbness or loss of sensation, severe depression and hopelessness, withdrawal from reality, and neglect from personal hygiene. So what causes it is it's associated with severe depression. It's linked to neurological. Did I say it right? Neurological.
Mhm.
So, brain dysfunction. Did I spell dysfunction wrong?
Let's see. Where is it?
I did. That's not how you spell dysfunction.
That's like the British spelling.
Oh, okay. Brain dysfunction affecting self-perception, and it may occur with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. The risk factors are you now can have a history of mental illness, traumatic brain injury, advanced age, and substance abuse in some cases, but not every case. How is it diagnosed? First, they go to like a psychologist and they'll ask them about their thoughts, their beliefs, their emotions, kind of like a wellness check, basically. And then they'll check for brain injuries, tumors, or neurological disorders. And sometimes they'll order a brain scan, but brain scans don't always work because it's not a official disorder. It's
Oops, I always do that.
I needed that. It can be tricky because it's not officially listed as its own disorder, and it overlaps with other conditions, such as severe depression, bipolar, and dementia. The impact on daily life, it can cause self-harm, inability to perform daily tasks, difficulty maintaining relationships, and it also provides a very strong support system. And how can we help? Provide talk therapy, offer emotional support, create a safety plan, but only if like they're having suicidal thoughts. Assist with basic needs such as eating regularly, housing stability, because the hygiene is important because it causes them to not want to like shower or eat or yeah.
They just smell funky.
Yeah, but like it's not their fault. And this is my video, but you know it wasn't posted on the thing. So
You want me to? Do you know how to type it in? If we could
you
get
just
it.
type in Cotard, whatever that is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's try it.
I hate presentations actually.
Well, you did good.
Make this quick. It's on YouTube.
Is it like
And then-
free or something?
Huh?
The video's free or something?
No, I don't know. It's like
Walking course.
It's an animated video. I mean, you can do that.
Like
It's an
a-
animated video though. I'm gonna show you the one that I have.
I know. Why is it not? Did I spell it wrong?
I don't know. This is the one I have.
Oh, this looks animated.
I'm not sure, but that's not the one. This is the one I have right now.
Let's see.
I have a question.
Yes.
I forgot to do that application thing. Do I still have time to do it?
I'll keep it open for you. Yep.
Because I didn't do it.
Okay.
Oh, period. It's right there. Look at that.
I am good at finding things. It's another ad. Housemaid.
Dr. Jules Cotter.
was a French neurologist in the 19th century. A patient called Mademoiselle X came to him and complained that she had no brain, no nerves, no chest, no stomach, and no intestines. She firmly believed that she was eternal and would live forever. She didn't see any reason to eat and ultimately died of starvation. This is the rare psychiatric disorder, Cotard syndrome, which is also known as the walking corpse syndrome. To understand Cotard syndrome, we have to understand the term delusion. A delusion is a firmly held belief, which is contrary to the evidence and not shared by others in the same social, cultural, and educational background. In the case of Mademoiselle X, she firmly believed she didn't have internal organs. It was contrary to the evidence, and everybody, including the doctors, knew her belief was false. So this belief is a delusion. Cotard syndrome is characterized by a type of delusion called delusion of nihilism. In this delusion, the patients negate or deny the existence of various things. They may negate the existence or the functions of certain body parts like brain, heart, intestines, or limbs. Then they might negate their own existence. Some of these patients think they're already dead. Others may believe they're immortal and cannot be killed. Finally, they can also negate the existence of children, parents, or even deny the existence of the whole world. The neurological basis of Cotard syndrome can be explained with theories of facial recognition. The fusiform face area of the brain is responsible for facial recognition. The amygdala is associated with emotions developed from recognizing faces. When you see the face, the fusiform area recognizes it, and the amygdala creates the emotional experience associated with seeing your face. That's how you experience a sense of self. When there's a lack of connection between these two brain areas, patients may observe his or her own face, but will not develop the associated emotions. Without these emotions, they will fail to experience a sense of self and will think they don't exist. Cotard syndrome is extremely rare, but it is encountered in patients with schizophrenia, severe depression, bipolar affective disorder, and in patients with brain injury and brain tumors. Treatment is extremely difficult. Electroconvulsive therapy and pharmacological treatments with antidepressants, antipsychotics, and mood stabilizers have been found useful as treatments. Thanks for watching it. I make animations about interesting medical cases, and
I've never heard of that before. Huh. Anybody else heard of it?
Did you find that in a book or that was just?
It was online.
Oh,
The book ain't got that.
okay.
Yeah. Dang.
Cause I couldn't remember what everybody did, so I was like, let me do something like that I just had never heard
Like totally out there.
of.
Gosh, I feel like I had one other update that I wanted to get in. Have you guys noticed any stuff with our bad what do we call it? Like the budget. Anybody heard anything? We're trying to get this through to have a greenhouse. If you know where that location is, anybody been to Dr. Hunt? So we have a greenhouse submitted for them and not sure if we're going to get it through. Hello. So these are like some of the images we were putting through to do horticulture therapy with Dr. Hunt. And they had like different ideas of what it could look like. But everybody knows that Central State is broke, right?
Yes, very.
So in order for this to get done, we can buy the $50,000 greenhouse kit with our grant money. We have grant money to buy that, but look at what our bids are to build it.
Why do they want a greenhouse?
Dr. Hunt does the horticulture therapy.
What is that gonna help us do? Is that gonna give y'all some money?
It was a grant she applied for. It does pay her a little extra. Anybody who's on the grant does, and then it creates student jobs. So it'll pay you guys if you have the interest in that summer.
So all they would do is just like take care of it or something?
Mm-hmm. maybe work with students doing group horticulture therapy. When I saw he's doing $20 an hour, I felt impressed.
Wait, you said how much?
20 an hour.
They don't pay us.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And it was the email that I just sent out to you guys about this summer. And yeah, I sent it to a few more of you guys.
Do
So-
they have any plans of what they're gonna redo with Williamson? Like when they tear that down?
Oh,
They get it to Wilberforce.
I thought they were turning down.
Redo it to
Shoot.
Wilberforce.
Yeah, the Willies and Hampton.
I thought they were
Yeah.
turning it down.
so yeah, where are they doing all of that?
I thought they were turning it down, tearing it down. I feel.
Turn it down?
Yeah, they're knocking down Williamson.
Oh,
They're
they-
knocking down
I thought they
Williamson
sold
and
it
Hunter.
to Wilberforce. So they're
No, I think they
down.
was selling green to Wilberforce because Anderson's already with Wilberforce, so they might just put it as a whole.
So they're tearing down the Willies and Hunter.
Yeah, 'cause
I
it's
know
a
about
whole
Hunter.
bunch. That's what they said.
Well, I definitely see some good people in there, so I think they live there.
Well, they took all the Central State kids out of the Hunter.
Yeah,
So they kicked everybody out of there too now?
yeah, all the Central State people don't live in Hunter no more, but it's people that go to
So
Wilberforce
where are
that live
people
there.
gonna stay at?
That's
My
what they're
question.
I think they gave it to Wilberforce.
That's what I was wondering.
I think that's why they turned it down.
This summer, will anybody be on campus this summer? I guess that's the first question.
I might be.
How far away is home again?
3 hours.
That's not bad, is it?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Which cities again?
Chicago.
Chicago and Cleveland. And then that's why we do all of our summer classes online. So if you take 2, it should be funded through the Pell Grant. If you wanted to do any catch up or do, like we offer practice 2, we offer, I think human behavior in the social environment 2 is on there, forensics, and there should be like 2 or 3 other classes. So if anybody wanted help with registering or applying for summer class,
Do they offer any science classes?
which one do you need to take?
General chemistry 2 a lot.
Okay. I think they do. What is that one for? Forensics, you said?
No, they're just for a minor.
Oh, a minor in chemistry?
Mhm.
Didn't we get rid of all of our chemistry faculty?
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. All
They don't have chemistry anymore, but they did have an online class for
Right.
1 and 2. But
Okay.
They don't have chemistry.
For this summer, they already have it posted?
I don't know.
Okay. So usually summer classes are online. Anybody skilled at looking up how to register for classes?
I know you gotta go through like a private browser.
But you gotta go to register, go to,
Um,
I think it's go to incognito and then.
Oh, yeah.
See, like, why do we still have to do all
I don't know.
It's so
Like,
stupid.
that's.
I don't know if it's
I'm
like
tired of doing
Went to the whole
protecting
chemistry class.
hackers.
all that science stuff, girl. They get
Yeah.
you out of here.
I don't know why they don't just.
Okay, so with that grant, I've done several grants. You guys know how professors apply to get tenure, and then you move from assistant professor to associate professor to full. And then you apply at the beginning of the year, and then they usually let you know by the end of the year, the end of the school year. It takes almost a whole year. My challenge became 10 minutes later, I got this from Dr. Cootie. Right here. So I got 11 yeses to be a full professor. That's the last thing that you apply for. It means you're old and like whatever. It's a little bit of a raise, maybe 5,000. But Dr. Cootie, now keep in mind, we cut all spending for all grants and all everything. And I showed you how we're trying to get this through, which is the greenhouse. And the president has to sign off on this. I don't think he will. And then when I saw this letter, I knew he won't. And he said, basically, he does not concur with the promotion and tenure committee. So I have to reapply next year. So it says in accordance with, and I'll probably use all the same stuff. It's like failing a class that you got all the work It's 1,000 pages to apply to become a full professor. It was all kinds of attachments. He said, we secured external funding to facilitate university student success. You have not been diligent in utilizing these resources. Key activities of the project. You've only spent 16% of creating a therapeutic horticulture program for treating mental health in rural, historically Black college. And half of the grant has moved. So I had to write a reply. He may or may not look at this, which is sad, but true. So my reply, if I can hustle through all of these documents, there's a lot. This was to Dr. Cootie. I said, Dear Dr. Cootie, writing, it's weird as they did it last month, but I just got the letter a week later. It took them a week. And I said our launch date was postponed by IRB. Does anybody here know what the Institutional Review Board is, IRB? When you do research, you have to apply to get a pass that your research is ethical. And that's what the IRB looks at. So sometimes they take a few months, sometimes they take 6 or 7 months. And that's what I wrote. So we were postponed like 7 months there. Let me see, May, June, July, August, September, October. I guess 6. Even though we had the delay, we still launched a horticulture therapy class. Dr. Hunt will teach in the fall. 2 individuals have registered for and began horticulture therapy certification process. We conducted observations of the artist Dr. Smith's class, blah, blah, blah. But here's the biggest thing. Because the greenhouse was not approved, $50,000 of that money can't, and he's saying won't be spent. But then they're holding it against us for not spending it. It's just confusing because they said stop all spending in December, but now it's what, April, and they're like, oh, you haven't spent anything, you suck. That's kind of the point of it. And I said, importantly, here's all the grants we've done successfully. One year we got all seniors a $12,000 scholarship and a laptop and a paid internship. That was a $400,000 grant last year. This one was last year. The SOAR grant was $71,000 over 2 years. Great Minds gave all of our students $10,000 to finish school. Like, we found a lot of money for our students since that was also last year. That covered 2 or 3 years. Well, you guys know Karen Johnson Jordan. Her position is fully grant funded every single year. So that's what this grant is. It was $159,000 and $82,000 over 2 budget periods. I guess 22 and 23, then 24 and 25. And she's still here. We haven't lost that grant. And then, let's see here. Oh, we got Corinne and Amber. And then the last one was we're doing research on racial equity and behavioral health. And that was $50,000 and $38,000. We finished all the grants. So when you guys apply to grad school, you have to give lots of evidence why you're a strong student and a good worker. And that's kind of what you have to do to stay on as a professor. So I said, we have a detailed update on the money. You can ask for a year. It's supposed to expire 1 year from now, but we can ask for a 1-year extension to spend it. And I asked him to welcome a brief meeting at your earliest convenience. So I don't think he will. If you meet with the president, I don't even think they read their email. They might have somebody to discuss further anything, and please reconsider making me reapply next year. It's a lot of work to apply. You got to get like 13 references. Same with when you apply to graduate school. You'll need letters of recommendation. So anyway, I'll throw it out to the people's people. If you all feel the spirit move you and you like what we do in social work, write the provost and president a letter and tell them what the social work program means to you, and that one grant where we haven't spent all the money shouldn't affect full professor. I can't offer extra credit or anything. It would have to be something you would actually want to do. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay too. But if you write to Dr. Cootie, he's our president, or Dr. Hobbs, and have him reconsider. More than likely, you'll all be here with me next year. And here's what it looks like when we do apply Interfolio. And here's my 1,000-page packet. It's so much work. So you have to give your intro, evidence to apply, your resume. Then you got to write 25 pages on your evidence of how you were effective teaching, evidence on research, and then evidence on service. And then all of the letters of recommendation. So hopefully I don't have to do that next year. I'll probably submit the same thing. It's like a class you failed and you resubmit the same paper because you know it's a good paper. Like I got voted 11 yeses by everybody else, but the president trumps everybody. So he just stopped in its tracks. So that's kind of my update for the day. If you have time and want to write the president, I would welcome it. I would be super grateful. So here is where we're at now with Ashford chapter 5. We're doing early childhood. I know we finished, we were kind of getting into different type of parenting practices. So I'll turn this one on if it lets me work. Core parenting practices like playing with your kids. Like if any of you want kids, your kids will always want to play with you. Encourage them to play. How to care for them. Be consistent in the approaches you use with your children. Using established routines around meals, play, and sleep time helps. Like if you always eat at the same time, you always go to bed at the same time, they won't be as crazy. Set clear limits for them, like maybe snacks, maybe TV, iPad. Being physically active, eating healthy with your kids, reading to them and counting, because they only learn from us. So if we want to teach our kids, we got to read to them. They'll get it at school, but really the one-on-one work is you as a parent. Being attentive, responding to their needs, spending time, and listening. I know it's hard. People are distracted nowadays. Like we got so many distractions. I didn't even have a laptop in class until graduate school. Like we didn't have cell phones. I had a pager in undergrad. You all remember pagers? We didn't have texting until 2003. So I was already deep into graduate school by then. Used to like say, hey, I'm at the game. I can't hear you. But now people are like, oh, I can text you. So like it's real loud. So we got those distractions. You know, I could write my papers during class. I could ignore the teacher. I could do whatever all there was. And it's the same with your kids. There's so many ways that distract us and take us away from our kids. So you got to make the time for them. You just got to make sure to make time for the kids. Here's some of the social dimension. They talk about all these areas of play. So unoccupied play is unengaged with other children. There's no clear play behavior. Then there's solitary play. So playing in the same room, but on their own, like a toy that's different from others, no interest in joining others. It's usually at like age 2 and 3. You've got onlooker play. So that's interested in others' play, but does not join, may have a conversation, but does not join in. Parallel play is where you independently are playing on similar activity as others are close to them, but does not play with others. They might mimic their actions. Associative play, so playing with others that the child acts independently, although they may borrow or lend toys or imitate others in the group. It's not coordinated, it's not organized. And then you've got interested in the person playing, not that that person's activity. And the final one, cooperative play. So it's like goal directive play. You could have roles. Example is like playing house. So you might play house with another kid. Child abuse and neglect. Which one do you think happens the most out of child abuse, neglect?
Neglect.
I think you're right.
Was that the only option? I was waiting for you to finish.
There is neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, or psychological maltreatment.
I was gonna say neglect too.
Okay. So maltreatment is the next slide. Maltreatment of children, physical abuse, sexual abuse, physical neglect, and educational neglect, and psychological abuse. In 2000, 1 million kids. That's like 12 out of 1,000, so a little over 1%. There are victims, 52 are boys, 48 are girls. I feel like because the boys are more active and aggressive, and like you're like, I said, sit down. You like smack them. That's, I'm guessing. Youngest children, less than 3 years old, they have the highest.
I feel like they should test people if they allow just have children.
I know that's the age-old argument. Like, can we?
Yeah, like
It's a slippery slope.
whether or not like they can keep the child, because I feel like people.
Okay, I never did. How do I turn it in?
No, facts, yeah.
I got the phone. How do I turn it on?
They don't have the patience for them. Like,
Email it to yourself first, and then you'll save it as a file. Do you guys know how to turn in onto D2L from an iPad?
You gotta save it to your iPad. If you save it, it's in one of those files.
Or like from an email, can you drag it? Can you show her?
I probably. I'm gonna log in.
Okay.
You can
Yes.
look at the dream.
What's that?
I know we moving on, but for the letter and the recommendation part, what was we supposed to do that? Like,
You can say, I recommend you. I had you in class. You did good. That's kind of the.
Okay. Is that your phone? And what you say?
It's not. It's an annoying app on the freaking computer. It's annoying. It's people fucking around. That's what it is.
What did you say the social program here was? What is signing up for exactly?
Oh, are you a social work major?
Mhm.
So you would be signing to finish your bachelor's of social work. You would be signing up to finish your bachelor's in social work.
Wait, what I missed, man?
Huh?
What y'all talking
The application for social work. Are you a social work major?
about? Yeah.
So to stay accredited, every social work major I have has got to do the application to social work. And it's one of the assignments.
Oh, okay.
So you might have already filled it out. If you haven't, I'm keeping it open. You can still fill it out. If you're not a social work major, I have an alternative assignment, essentially. Does that answer everything? Okay. You don't. If you turn it in, it saves it in D2L forever if I ever get audited. Well, CSWE might be coming here 2 years from now. So we'll have all of that saved, unless if like we have a global power outage and all the computers shut down and we're cooking our food in a field during Armageddon. What'd you say? You like that scenario? You guys ever prepare?
I'm gonna be the one in this program.
The social work program? Why'd you choose it as a major?
Because that's what I'm passionate about.
Okay. So you're asking the mission statement?
Like, I thought when you say social work program, in my head, I'm thinking like maybe like or like like an actual program.
So there's a social work program. Are you joining the org? We also have a social work.
I'm asking, what's the point of signing up for this? So we just gotta do it right away.
So if you want to finish with a major in social work, it's one of the mandatory assignments that we have.
I see that as an assignment, but what is the major? Like, what is the program?
So let's start with that. So what is the mission statement of Central State University social work program? And it's probably, so we had to write this out when we were applying for accreditation. So it's to develop competent beginning generalist practice professionals. And when it says that, it means you'll be able to work in every area of social work. So you could be like a therapist, you could be a medical social worker, you could do child welfare if you choose to specialize in that. With skills and integrating social work, knowledge, values, and skills to practice ethically with diverse systems. So you might serve people different than you too. You could serve people that are the same from you. I've done both. You'll be trained at every job. The program empowers graduates to serve diverse, economically oppressed populations through advocacy, self-determination, and strengths-based perspective. Does that answer it? Well, this is good though. I like this. I like it. So, the key aspects of our mission, like we have beginning social workers, you will have an internship. So to graduate, you also have to do a mandatory internship. It's 12 credit hours your senior year. Did you know that part? Okay. Uh-huh. And then some people pick to work with kids, some people pick to work with homeless population, and other folks choose to work with schools, for example. So we're training you to do that. We got focus areas. We always train to work with individuals, that's practice 1, families, small groups is practice 2, and then organizations is practice 3. Those are names of classes. We have core values, so we promote advocacy, self-determination. Does anybody know what that is?
Wait, say it again, I'm sorry.
What is self-determination? It's actually what you just said about having to take a test before you can have kids. So we do allow people to make decisions for themselves. So like can make their own choices, set goals. Now, if you do bad shit and abuse kids and have them live in a shitty hoarder place, they might get taken from you. And then you'll have education and training to get them back. So there's that. And then the last one, as interesting, they say we're still in candidacy for social work accreditation. This is more right. Accreditation. The program is fully accredited on the Council on Social Work Education. So am I starting to answer some of the questions, or what other questions would you guys have? Oh, you did? Okay.
For the application at the bottom, it's talking about signature, please print name and title, organization. Is that you?
You can just type it. If it's the one for the reference and it's me, you can just write it. You know how to type onto it?
Yeah, I'm typing it.
Okay. That would be me,
Okay,
right?
that's what I was thinking.
And you can like date it. There you go. Go with it.
My meeting, my advice.
You can.
First of all.
Because you're a social work major too, right?
Mhm.
So then I'll keep it open. You can turn in
The application.
your application. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Huh?
How do you pronounce it?
Trouth.
Trout. Okay, I never knew that.
That's okay. I don't get
shitty
shitty with it. It's okay.
Professor or doctor?
Dr. Trouth.
Trout. Okay, I do have a meeting to register for classes with my advisor at 3:30.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That's awesome. We have our chair meeting at 4 p.m. So I know class is over at 3:45. But okay. Have you ever heard of people that were sterilized in the South? I'll type it up. And awarded damages. So AI is going to answer this one for me too, but there's a lot. Thousands of people in the U.S. South, particularly in North Carolina. This is going along with you saying we should get approved to be parents first. So they do have parenting class. It is voluntary, so you could choose not to take it.
See, that's why I feel like it should be like mandatory or something.
So if something came up, it could. They called these though eugenics programs. You guys ever heard of eugenics programs? Would a video be annoying or helpful?
If I'm telling the truth, I probably would be.
So basically, in the South, they didn't want black people to reproduce. So they ripped out their reproductive organs.
Oh, that's crazy.
And that's why we have like constitutional protections. They luckily were eventually sued. And let me see if this one explains.
Hi,
it, 'cause-
I'm Wayne Waite, and
What's
I'm
that?
your conservative choice.
Right. Yeah. There was some messed up stuff that people had done, and they call them eugenics programs. There's also the founder of Planned Parenthood. Have you guys ever heard that?
And part of our lives. She wanted children. She loved children.
She was from Israel. And so she also believed in eugenics, which was kind of like, well, when we get into like ideas of like who is allowed to reproduce, it cuts into some of the freedoms of like the Constitution. That's why they don't, because it's a slippery slope. Because then everybody gets their like, well, I think you have a weird accent. Maybe you shouldn't have kids. Or I think that you're too short. Yeah. So that's why
arbitrarily sterilized patients they deemed unfit to reproduce, and the eugenics laws at the time allowed it.
Basically, what they were doing was these laws were targeting pretty much, it was very racist and classist. So it was targeting the immigrants or descendants of immigrants, as well as the poor. And so what they would do is there was this title feeble-minded that was being used quite often, and they would deem someone feeble-minded, and then in an effort to stop this feeble-mindedness, the goal was to stop them from reproducing.
In Mary Franco's case, she was being sexually abused by a middle-aged man, according to Cordoba. Instead of receiving treatment for her trauma, a mental asylum in Southern California used her abuse to justify a tubal ligation, coercing her parents to sign these papers when she was still a child.
She was just 13 years old at the time that this happened. What did she know? What did she understand about this procedure?
She knew what had happened. She knew that she was no longer able to have children anymore after the procedure. I wish she got the help because she really needed it. She battled a lot of things later on in life that I believe were due to, what had happened to her at such a young age. And it makes me sad that she blamed herself for it.
While most of this happened in the first half of the 1900s, it wasn't until 1979 that California's eugenics laws were repealed. Some historians believe California's mass sterilizations even influenced Nazi Germany's eugenics program. It's an ugly history that several American states share. The estimated number of forced sterilization victims across 32 states is more than 60,000. This week, a turning point in the pursuit of justice. As part of a budget deal signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, the forced or involuntary sterilization compensation program will allocate a total of $7.5 million to survivors of California's sterilization effort.
And it's not just an apology, but there's some material, acknowledgement of this harm.
Ana Valladares is with California Latinas for Reproductive Justice. She estimates nearly 400 living survivors may qualify for compensation. Those who come forward could receive up to $25,000 from the state.
And it's so important, again, to putting pressure on making sure that whatever protections or laws are being put forward, that they're actually being implemented and being followed through.
Coerced sterilizations are not as far in the distant past as you might think. In 2013, the Center for Investigative Reporting revealed that doctors in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation sterilized nearly 150 female inmates.
So like 12 and a half years ago, they did sterilize female inmates because they said they were unfit to have kids. And that, I think, is against the law.
From 2006 to 2010, without required state.
Convince them not to have kids.
Or like take the baby after it's born. Why they gotta like?
So if they test positive For drugs, they do take the baby before it's born sometimes. Remember, your first poop as a baby contains 5 months of any drug or substance used by mom in the last 5 months of pregnancy. So they do sometimes do that. Here, I'll let
Approval.
this
It
finish.
wasn't until a year later that California officially banned coerced sterilizations as a form of birth control in prisons. And just last year, lawyers for more than 50 women detained in a Georgia ICE detention center say they were forced or pressured into having unnecessary gynecological procedures, including hysterectomies. Investigations are still ongoing.
That would hurt.
The Biden administration is discontinuing use of that facility.
And like there's other pictures of like babies everywhere. She just left the children.
Although her great aunt passed away before she could receive reparations, Stacy is determined to keep her memory alive.
I just feel it in my heart to share more about her and more about this journey.
So that's one. Have you guys ever heard of Mafa 21? I don't expect you to, but video trailer. There's another one. It's about the founder of Planned Parenthood. This might be it. Shoot. It's going to be silent.
So we ain't come here on no cruise ship. We came chained, ankle to wrist, no place to move, bound to a body that is bound to die in the dark. 2 by 2s, 3 by 3s, gagged, packed, loose, tight, layered, life on bottom, death on top. How to stop the journey or the suffering or the stench, but manners don't matter when feces cover your feet. And it's 35 days in the bowels of a beast, 35 days, millions more, gone too long, denied return.
Yeah, pick one and let me know, and let me see. I'll make sure I can give you away without. It's QRE. Yeah, yeah. Is that the? Yeah. That's fine. That was totally. And are you able to check my courses?